Welcome back, boys and girls. Today I'm going to read 3 fables to you. Do you know what a fable is? A fable is a story with animal characters who usually have a problem they need to solve, and the solution to the problem teaches the reader a lesson or a moral that the reader can then apply to his own life. A famous author of fables was an ancient Greek author named Aesop. He lived over 2,000 years ago, but his fables were so good we still read them today. We're going to start with the fable about the fox and the grapes. Now, as I'm reading the fables, think about the lesson that Aesop may have wanted you to learn from the story. At the end of the video, I will share my thoughts on the moral of these stories. So, here is the fox and the grapes. A hungry fox went all around the countryside, but could not find anything to fill his empty stomach. Finally, the beautiful color of grapes ripening in the sun caught his attention. Standing under the vine, he stared up at the big juicy bunch of grapes and thought he had finally solved his problem. He tried to grasp them by reaching up with his paws. He jumped and jumped and jumped, but he could not get them. Just a bunch of sour grapes. Who wants them anyway? He said to himself as he walked away. The next fable is called The Fox and the Crow. A crow who had stolen a piece of meat was sitting high up on the branch of a tree. A fox came by and saw him and his wonderful piece of red meat. So he went under the tree and said, "Crow, you're beautiful. You have feathers that are black as night and shiny as wet leaves. And what a tail you have, a real flower from the sky. And your wings? It is said that the eagles are beautiful, but they haven't seen yours. And you fly terrifically, my dear crow. You could be king of the birds, or better still, of all the animals, if only you had—" And the fox was silent. The crow, up above, tilted his head and looked down impatiently. He would have liked to ask what it was that he didn't have, but because he had the meat in his beak, he couldn't say a word. The fox sighed and finally said, "If only you had a voice, my dear." The crow fidgeted on the branch. Down below, the fox was quietly sighing and smoothing the grass with his big tail. And so the crow opened his beak and yelled, "Caw, caw, caw! Who says I don't have a voice? Caw, caw, caw!" The fox didn't stay around to listen. He grabbed the meat the crow let fall and ran away screaming. "You have a voice, my dear crow, but you need something else to become king of the animals. A brain." The last fable we're going to read is called The Lion and the Mouse. Once there was a sleeping lion. A mouse came along and, thinking the lion was a mountain, ran up and down his body. But the lion, who felt something tickling him, woke up. With a quick move of his paw, he caught the mouse. "Now I'm going to eat you," he said. "Why?" said the mouse. "I am so little that you would still be hungry. And just think, if you don't eat me, one day you might need my help." "I need your help?" laughed the lion. Oh, Mouse, you're really very funny. For this I will spare you. And so the Lion let the Mouse go free and forgot all about him. A little while later, some hunters caught the Lion and tied him up with strong rope. Then they went away to get help. The Lion roared, pulled and ripped at the rope, but it didn't break. Finally, the Lion threw himself on the ground without any hope of saving himself. Then he felt something tickling him. Suddenly, the Mouse jumped up right in front of his nose. "What a nice rope to chew," said the Mouse. "Thank goodness I'm a live mouse and can help my friend." Without waiting, the Mouse began to gnaw with his sharp teeth. In no time the rope broke and the Lion was freed. "Blessed is the day I did not eat you," said the Lion as he ran away, while the Mouse hopped about in his mane, laughing merrily. Now, let's think about the morals of these fables. Let's start with the fox and the grapes. The fox, besides being cunning, is also very smart, very wise, really. So the fox convinced himself that the thing he couldn't have, the grapes, were actually not good enough for him to pine over them. So he convinced himself not to feel bad about it and to just move on. A wise decision. Now, The Fox and the Crow is a fable that teaches us about flattery. Do not believe people who flatter you, for they might have other motives. Do not believe false compliments, or, like the crow, you might end up very disappointed. And our last fable about the lion and the mouse teaches us that good deeds are rewarded. When the lion did not eat the mouse, he was kind to the mouse, and later on, the mouse saved his life. Also, never underestimate people. Someone as small as a mouse could save your life. I hope you enjoyed these fables by Aesop. I'll see you next time. Bye.